Thinking about expanding into Europe, that's the easy part. The real challenge? Well, it's turning that big ambition into actual tangible results. So today, we're going to break down a really cool blueprint for cracking two of Europe's most dynamic regions, the UK and the Baltic States. Let's dive right in. Okay, so this is probably the question that keeps founders and business owners up at night. You see all this massive potential across Europe, right? But the roadmap to actually get there, it feels a little foggy, a little unclear. Where do you even start? What's the first right step? And here's the honest-to-goodness truth. Just translating your website isn't going to cut it, not even close. International expansion, wow, it's a maze. You've got cultural nuances, legal hurdles, and some seriously fierce local competition. If you don't have a bulletproof plan, it's probably one of the fastest ways to burn through your cash. So how do you even begin to solve this puzzle? Well, this is where a really interesting partnership model comes into play. On one hand, you've got Lingvo24. They are absolute masters of localization, making sure your message and your product actually land culturally. Then, on the other hand, you have the PGN Network. They bring the who you know factor, that absolutely critical on-the-ground access to the real decision makers. It's this incredible blend of language and logistics. So what's their secret sauce? What makes this work? Well, it's not just random acts of marketing, throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. Nope. It's a repeatable process they call the full promotion cycle. And really, it's a blueprint, a plan designed to take the risk out of the whole venture right from the very beginning. Let's walk through this together. It's a four-stage journey, and trust me, the order here is everything. You start with project packaging, because let's face it, you can't sell a confusing story. Next, you localize that story so it actually resonates with people there. Only after you've done that do you even think about marketing and sales. It's a super deliberate funnel, taking you from that big picture idea all the way down to a signed contract. I think this first step, project packaging, is just so crucial. And it's not about making a slick PowerPoint deck. It's so much more than that. This is the real foundational work of sharpening your core message until it's absolutely irresistible to local buyers and investors. You're basically building your winning case before you even walk into the room. Okay, so let's see how this blueprint actually works in the real world. First up, the Baltic States. Now this region, we're talking Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, it's a total hotbed of innovation. But, and this is a big but, it's a place where a generic one-size-fits-all approach will get you absolutely nowhere. Local knowledge is everything. And this chart, it shows you perfectly why you just can't treat the Baltics as one big market. It doesn't work that way. You've got to pitch tech to Estonia's incredible digital scene, talk logistics in Latvia, and focus on manufacturing in Lithuania. But look at that last column. That's the key. That's the unlock. It's not just knowing what each country is good at, it's knowing exactly who you need to talk to in Tallinn, Riga, and Vilnius. I really love this slide because it just lays out the strategy so clearly. It's like a step-by-step game plan. First, they use specific industry portals. Then, they adapt all the content into English and the local languages. After that, they run super targeted digital ads. And only then do they make that direct outreach to the key players. See? It's not about casting a giant net and just hoping for the best. It's more like precision fishing for the exact clients you want to land.
All right, so we've talked about the nimble, fast-moving economies of the Baltics. Now let's switch gears to a global heavyweight, the United Kingdom. We're talking about a completely different animal here. And as you'd expect, breaking into such a competitive arena, it requires a totally different playbook.
Now, this 5-point strategy for the UK is fascinating because it's this amazing blend of digital and traditional. So you've got the high-tech stuff, right? Using platforms like Crunchbase and running these hyper-targeted LinkedIn ads. But then, and this is the clever part, they combine it with good old-fashioned PR and a really powerful boots-on-the-ground presence through the major chambers of commerce. It's literally an attack on all fronts. And this is where things go way beyond just marketing. We're talking about having actual physical representation for you at key UK trade shows. But what's even more critical is that they help with all the nitty-gritty stuff, like adapting your product to meet British quality standards or navigating all those tricky certifications. For any company trying to do this alone, that is a massive, massive headache solved. Okay, so all this process and strategy, it sounds great, right? But what about the results? What actually happens? Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to one thing: measurable results and a clear return on your investment. Okay, now this is the number that really made me pause. 2 to 3 months. That's the average time it takes to see the first concrete results. Now, if you've ever worked in international business, you know that is an incredibly, unbelievably fast turnaround. So what do we even mean by results here? Come on, we're not talking about likes or clicks. This quote really gets to the heart of it. We're talking about a stable, growing stream of qualified leads, real conversations with actual local investors, and building brand awareness that truly translates into business. That, right there, is how you build a real, lasting presence. And look, this isn't some one-trick pony. Just take a peek at their client portfolio. They're bringing companies into Europe from places like Ukraine, Taiwan, the Netherlands. They're even helping UK firms expand. That kind of diversity, it's the ultimate proof that their model is flexible and that it genuinely works across all sorts of different cultures and industries. So there you have it. We've seen the blueprint, we've seen the results, and if this whole strategic approach feels like it might be the missing piece of the puzzle for your own expansion plans, well, the next step is actually pretty simple. You know, when you boil it all down, it comes to this one simple question. Is your business ready to stop just dreaming about European success and actually start building it strategically? And the first step couldn't be easier. It's a free consultation. This is your chance, really, to talk about your project's potential and get a glimpse of what a custom market entry strategy would look like, just for you. All the contact details are right there on your screen. It's a totally no-risk way to explore what a powerful partnership like this could mean for your big European journey.